Today we have Ruben Jackson here with us from Website World. Hey, Ruben.
Hi.
Hi, and we're going to be talking about discounted website hosting for charities and clubs. So this is an offering or a commitment that Website World has given to the Digital Boost Alliance, which directly relates to you. So we're going to hear lots more about that today. And if you have any questions, just drop them in the comments section or the chat function or the Q&A function, depending on what platform you're streaming from. So welcome, Ruben. Thanks so much for joining us here today.
Yeah, no
worries. Appreciate you coming on.
Great, thanks, Anna Marie.
My pleasure.
So I'm Ruben. I'm the CEO of Website World. My background is I'm a developer, so I'm pretty technical in nature. I'm going to talk a little bit today about our Digital Boost Alliance community commitments. I'm just going to share my screen.
Perfect.
Okay, so so we're a member of the Digital Boost Alliance. We've made community commitments and business commitments. The community commitments mainly relate around discounted website hosting for clubs and charities, and also for some startup businesses who are receiving funding perhaps, or really just getting off the ground. So just a little bit about who Website World is first. We're a website building platform. We specialise in e-commerce and events management, but we have a very large scope of features and functionality. We provide solutions for a number of industries, including a lot of clubs around New Zealand. We've developed this here in New Zealand, and we actually started developing back in 2000, if not a little bit before. Been trading as Web Widgets Limited as our company name since 2000, but we rebranded to Website World, and we've been going for 22 years. A lot of our customers have been with us for 15 years, some of them. We've got thousands of customers in New Zealand and splattering around the rest of the world as well. And we have continuously evolving features, so we're always building and working on our system, making it better, listening to our customers and doing what they need the website to do. And clubs and societies often have really special needs, so we look to solve those needs. So our DBA community commitments is free websites for students and youth enterprise projects. I'm not sure if you've heard of the YES scheme, but that helps high school sort of age students come up with a business idea, develop that business idea, and take it to market. They often present at some of the business association, chamber events and things like that. But they often need a website to present their idea of what they're selling. So they're going to have to work out how to source their products and how to price their products and find a market and how to do the marketing. But they need a website to sort of bring it together and they can actually try and make some income out of that. So we provide free websites for that, those projects. We also provide half-price web hosting for WINS-funded startups or any sort of business who's on a funded government grant sort of a scheme. Basically for businesses who are just getting started, trying to get off a WINS benefit perhaps. And just need a little bit of help to get there. So we discount that price for the first year and just make that a little bit easier to make that decision. And for charities and sports teams and organisations, clubs, etc., we provide discounted website hosting. So we actually take 75% off the equivalent hosting plan. So they get quite a lot of bang for buck in comparison for a full business plan, but they get it at a quarter of the price. So just considering our free websites for students, they can use it for all sorts of things. They could just be presenting project work. It doesn't have to be part of the YES scheme. It could be just a group project at university. Or maybe they're a student who's studying full-time, but they have a little side project, an e-commerce business that they wanting to sell something. And as long as they're a full-time student, we're happy for them to run on our free website plan for a year. The students might also want to use our website surveys and questionnaire features to canvass an audience and bring that data into a CSV sort of format so they can download it and complete that. There's all sorts of systems out there like SurveyMonkey and all that they could use too, but we provide those features as well. Or a student towards the end of their academic studies might want to put together, a portfolio or a CV, maybe their art, photography, videos, whatever it is that they've got in there. So if they have an academic email address, they just need to inquire about this offer and we'll give them free website hosting for a year. Here's an example of enterprising students who have put together, there's actually quite young students, I think even senior primary school level, but their mum helped them put this together. So they're selling their used Lego bricks, and I think they might have must have a lot of Lego bricks or have a source of used Lego bricks. So they've worked out that they can sell it by weight. I don't know if you can see the mouse there, but 250 grams, 500 grams, or a full kilo of Lego. So yeah, quite a cool idea that, enterprising and for free for students. And we offer half price hosting, as I said, for wins and approved startups. So typically these businesses will be on a flexi wage scheme or some other similar approved scheme. They get full e-commerce capabilities and we just discount the pricing for 1 year by 50%. So our typical starter plan is $25 a month. So someone on this plan would only be paying $12.50 a month. Discounted websites for charities and clubs. Now, this is really quite a big part of it because there's a lot of sports clubs and all sorts of clubs out there who just need to get a website to bring it together. They need their members to register, as a member, register for events, find out what events are on, register their interest, and just really get a website that works for them. We just have a few caveats. So we're trying to make sure that it's just the smaller clubs that are getting access to this discounted plan. If it's a larger club with paid staff or paid contractors, that sort of thing, then they pay the normal hosting fees. But if it's just a small club with small subs, then for sure they can be on this plan. So here's an example of a charity running on our website builder. So that's for eating disorders. Here's one based in Samoa, Women in Business. This organisation is somewhat funded by Oxfam, and we took our team to Samoa a few years back now, but we did quite a tour of this business in place in Samoa, and it was really interesting to see that a lot of the time you'd have people in outlying areas growing produce, but they couldn't get their produce to market because they couldn't afford a vehicle. So what Women in Business would do is they'd help by providing transport to people to bring their produce to market, but they'd bring the person to sell their own produce. So they weren't selling the produce on behalf, they weren't giving aid, they were simply helping these people get going in business, and so that they could build up their business capability and eventually that they might have their own vehicles. But we've had a long-term relationship with this organisation over the years. There's another one in Rotorua. Poverty hits hard at times, and this organisation provides meals to those in need. So there's an example. And they use this website mainly to get more people to fund their project. Now, if we focus sort of on the technology, that's we can always show pictures of websites and things like that, but really what they do is quite important as well. So we start with offering professional website templates, and you build your website and manage your content, etc. But the really important features for clubs is to be able to create a customer database, to have people register in that database, to be able to log in, to be able to segment your audiences so that you can send a newsletter to members of a particular status or members who have opted into a particular interest group, things like that. So we provide the bulk email facility as well. and that's up to 600 members. So that's, it's a pretty good offer. You can also have 4 email boxes. So that's to have, at, your name at yourclub.co.nz or .org.nz, as the case may be with clubs. And you have, password protected members areas that might allow them to log in and access the AGM minutes, maybe to provide feedback on consultations, but all the sort of secure documents that a club might have, so that they can do a lot of these things where everyone stays at home and doesn't have to necessarily be face to face for AGMs, etc. And we also have secure member file storage. Okay, that's really what I was covering there. News and blogs, and then it can provide comments. You can have members contributing their own blogs in a sort of a collaborative environment, and events and results pages. So that's really good for sports teams, because you'll announce the events, but when the event has happened, you want to know what were the results. So you can come back to the same events page and drill down to see those results. So again, a few examples of some of our club websites. So Rotora Awaken Ski Club, they've been a long time customer. They actually run a live webcam off their website of the lake, so that people can see the state of the lake or the weather before they go up. Pakaranga Athletic Club, got quite a few athletic clubs on our books, so they have to have people registering. There's always new families, new kids, etc. need to join up in special events. Stokes Valley Cricket Club, yep, there's they've just picked a free template here. I always remember this red. It's not quite the same red as in their logo, and potentially if we change that red to that logo, that might give that a bit of a lift. A lot of the times the clubs are doing these websites for themselves, so they just upload their own photos. Summer reading program. This one's been designed by one of our affiliated designers. Star Tennis. Yeah, you can see here that they've actually just picked the red to match their logo. It just helps lift that a little bit. Here's another club website. So the Volkswagen Nationals. We've got quite a few car clubs on our books. So that's quite interesting to see all the unique vehicle ownership. This one here is, we've got quite a few tennis clubs as well. And one of the things that are quite important for the tennis clubs is around training for the kids and, coaching for the kids. They'll have a lot of courses running, with hour slots, and during the holiday time, they'll take bookings. And so here's an example down the bottom of, some of the events that they're running, which are regular. In the summer holiday program, they run another system where they go tick, tick, and tick, and tick, 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 and then they say how many children, so they can quickly book for the days that they want across a whole week or across a whole fortnight, which is very user friendly for getting into all those events. Often they'll include lunch boxes and other options like that. So there's quite a lot that you can do with that. I mean, this is a commercial sort of club, but you get the idea. Yeah, so that sort of covers off the club side of things. I'll show you a few live websites in a little bit. I'll just cover off over our business commitments as well. So under our DBA business commitments, Website World is committed to offering a free month of web hosting to all businesses referred by the Digital Boost Educate program. That's this program, the program you're watching. So you just have to say that you heard about us through the Digital Boost Educate program, and you'll get a free month hosting. Also, we'll spend up to 30 minutes to help you customize a website. So you could just provide us with a couple of images and a bit of text. You could do that in a Word document, or you could point us to a website you've already got. Whatever it is, if it's up to 30 minutes, we'll help you get started more quickly. Our team knows their way around our system, so we can just speed that process up for you. And you can continue to maintain it yourself. You're not locked in. There's no contracts, and and there's no commitment to you as a designer. We really do want to help you do it for yourself. And so here's just a few of the other sort of business community projects that we're involved with at Website World. So the David Awards is a small business awards thing that's been running for a few years now, and so we're on the board of that, and we provide their website, and we provide all of the applications to our system receives the applications to be judged, and manages that whole process for the judging process, which is quite good. So this is just getting started again, so expect this to be announced probably in about a month to begin again, and then towards the end of the year that'll be available for small businesses to register their interest. And Business Networking NZ is another website that we've been involved with. So just bringing together small businesses in New Zealand who can just talk about this and that, mainly around our Facebook group. But also this particular website has a business directory and all sorts of interesting information for small businesses who are getting started with it all. Our market is a retail-focused marketplace, so it brings all of our e-commerce retailers together. So you can search for products across all of our customers. You can see there's the used Lego bricks again, so they're involved. So it's just a nice, very simple marketplace. Just lets you access all of the available products. And the special point of difference in this system is that usually, well, I'll probably say 100% in this site, the businesses are based in New Zealand, the stock is based in New Zealand, and because we have access to the inventory data, then you know that the products here are in stock. If the products are not in stock, they will not appear on the website. They'll be excluded from searches. So that's quite a cool feature to know that when you're buying something, it's going to be delivered from New Zealand and therefore will come to you a little bit sooner. Anyway, this is another service that we just provide to small businesses for free, no costs in that. But you do have to be a member of our platform. So I was going to look at some live examples. Hopefully I can, let's go back. Here we go. Now, hopefully that's still coming through okay.
We're on Star Tennis.
Yep. So it's all, you can read it okay? Yeah.
Can indeed.
Awesome. Okay, so here's an example of a booking engine with quite a bit of content actually. So they've got a bit of a tiled approach happening. So if you want to book into this event, you get a bit more information about how long it's running for, what times it runs, and you can book the event. Basically, we'll scroll down and continue on with that. And you can put custom questions in here as you need, such as they've added children's names and ages, which is important for the tennis club to make sure they get put into the right group, so they get the right coach, etc. We have, looking at our business directory, we have an example of a multi-layered category structure. So you have top-level categories, lower-level categories, all broken down again, 3 layers down here, nicely presented. So it's quite a huge directory. I won't cover it all. But if we go look at the wonderful accountants and bookkeepers, then there's a range of accountants and bookkeepers that you can see here. And then if we drill in, say, MPP, then we have the map system, contact details, contact form, and all of this is all automated so that the users in your club can put in all their own information. This directory can be a private directory if you just simply want to provide each member having an area for themselves, or it could be a public directory if you want members to be able to promote things such as a business club, as might happen. So that's an example of that. We also have a blogging engine. Again, this is quite good for clubs. you've got your blogs, you've got your archive dates, and you've got tags, so you can tag your blogs. It's very common across all blogging engines, but the most important thing is that you can have different authors contributing these blogs, and then it will be linked to the author. You might have your most popular authors down here, and that sort of stuff can be done for the needs of a club who have different people contributing. A lot of clubs, you might need forms for various reasons. Registration forms are typically important, and booking forms for events, but also you might just have a booking form or a request form for this or that. So you can create a custom form, and they can just have whatever questions that you want to throw at, anything that's very unique to your business. You put it all in there, you press submit. The data is recorded on the website, it's sent to you in an email. You can download it as CSV data. So there's a lot that you can do with that data as a club, and it just makes it easy. Rather than having to deal with lots of different platforms, you can just use one platform to create your website, manage all your forms, manage all your customer, all your membership data, etc. The Zephyr Club is the new one that's just come across. We migrated this website from another platform. And here's an example, of a gallery. So we have a nice slideshow. Some of these photos could be quite old, and we've just taken the photos as they are. And so it was a special service that we offer as a migration of websites, and this website has lots of photos, and they have a lot of galleries as well. But yet for like $100, we have some automated tools that can bring all of that content across in an automated way and put it into our platform so that it's much easier to manage later on. So, that's just an example. I'm not sure if they've got the events running on our system yet. They're still working on it, might be just playing content at the moment. And then we have, another example of the tennis club. I think we've already covered that one. Yeah, so how to access our DBA commitments. You just go to www.website.world, you start a free trial, you add your images and your content, do your design, spend as long as you like about it because it's a free trial. As long as you keep working on it, it's free. Might be about to lose my Zoom session, if not. Basically come to our website, www.website.world, click the button and go through the process. When you do want to go live with your website and get the discounts that we're offering today, you just need to go live and include a request to tell us about your preferred DBA commitment that you want to take advantage of, and we will set you live and get you on the right plan. So that really covers everything that I was going to cover today. Are there any questions?
That was wonderful, and I think I speak for, well, actually I'll read the comment because I think that's the best way to go about it. So there's a comment here from on Facebook that says, what a fabulous initiative, Website World, free website builder. It's awesome to see, because that's your tag. It's awesome to see a great New Zealand business helping local communities, and I think that's this talk really speaks to that.
Right.
There are a lot of clubs that don't have a lot of funding or not-for-profit and things like that that could use a little bit of assistance to make sure that they still have an online presence. And you've stepped up into that space, so it's really lovely to be able to get this information out there to these organizations that might be looking. And I know I'll be passing this on to some organizations that I know that are in that space that because clubs, community clubs and things like that often run on donations. And volunteers. All the time that volunteers put in. A lot of these websites are created by those volunteers, and they put a lot of hours in, and Like I myself am a part of an organization. Well, it's not an organization, it's a club, and we all do, everybody chips in, but we want to keep all of the fees so that they're reasonable. So community members who are retired or, perhaps come from different socioeconomic places can still afford to be a part of the community, and be a part of the group, and financial things shouldn't be keeping them from that. But you still need to be able to have that website so that people can find you, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So what a wonderful way to start a week. Thank you so much, Ruben.
Right.
Appreciate it. I'll just double check. Here we go. So can you match member records with invoicing in Xero? For a pottery club, members can see what they need to pay when using the kiln and clay. Hey, I'm in a pottery club. What pottery club are you in? Type that in. Yes, Ruben. Can we do that?
Okay, so around Xero, if we generate the order or the invoice through our platform, then we feed that invoice through to Xero. It goes through as a draft invoice. If that invoice is marked as paid in Xero, it's marked as paid in our system.
Okay, so you integrate with Xero.
Yeah, we do integrate with Xero. But there's also one additional feature, is that if you have your invoices being created in Xero, or like historically in Xero, and you want to give your customer access to your member access to see their invoice history, then we can do that. We have a feature specifically for that. You set up for each member in our system, you specify what their client ID is in Xero, and then they get access to see their own invoices. I'm not too sure whether it shows the paid status or whether it just retrieves, the invoice, the PDF, but potentially it could be adjusted. But that, you have to have the visibility issue. You can't be showing other people invoices they shouldn't see. So we've got a pretty good baseline there for doing something like that.
Now, is that the only financial platform that you integrate with?
No, we integrate with MYOB as well.
Okay.
That's another popular one. We also integrate with a lot of inventory platforms, but when it comes to accounting, definitely Xero and MYOB are the two go-to platforms.
And they're very commonly used. Question about your integrations, as far as, or not integrations, but the ability to, a lot of clubs I know have a login for their members. So maybe they have a specific section of their website that only members can access.
Yes.
And the rest is public. Is that doable on
Definitely.
as well?
Yep, absolutely. There's a standard feature for that. And it covers a whole lot of levels as well. So you can have your members in groups, depending on, say, their interests. Perhaps that might be a regional group, by geography, or there might be a level, as in if they're the president, treasurer of their chapter or their club, they might get a little bit more access than a paid member, and a paid member gets more access than maybe a expired member. You can have it with, say, files, for example, that there can be secure files that the public can't see, but logged members can see it, such as AGM minutes. But you could also, for example, have files that only the webmaster and one club member can see. So if one club member wants to submit some information pertinent only to them. So, for example, in some sort of iwi and hapu land claims, they'll have their own little section where they have to upload their documents as part of what they need to produce, and then that's able to be managed across a large audience, and so that's very private and secure information. So there's multiple levels of security. It's very easy to use and a very commonly needed feature by clubs and societies. Absolutely.
Yeah. Definitely. Now, I mean, your commitment, and I've pulled it up myself just so that I could see it. Where is it? I've lost it now. I did pull it up at one point. So it is for the club, just to reiterate what it is, for clubs and charities that register with Website World. It was a percentage, was it? Or
it's a
youth organizations.
Well, I can just bring it up. Food pricing. Yeah, so it's $110 a year. So it's, basically less than $10 a month or $110 a year, so an 11-month year. And that's a 75% discount on the equivalent plan. So businesses would pay $440 for that same plan for the allowances of it. So yeah, that's quite a discount.
And is that ongoing?
Yeah, ongoing, yeah.
Yeah. And then the other question I had was, what documentation do folks need to produce in order to qualify for this?
We've gone a high trust model,
Yeah.
We say these are the conditions of the offer, and if they say that they meet those conditions, we usually trust that's the case. I mean, we used to have free websites once upon a time, but it's then people would just leave them, and then you never knew when they expired because no one was sort of paying the bill. So the $110 really is a token amount, just to have that basis there and to get some real services. With that, so it's very cheap. Yeah.
And another question about, so say a lot of these folks that might be listening and they're going, oh wow, what have I been doing?
Mm-hmm.
If they have an existing website, I know you do the 30-minute kind of consultation and all of that. Will that include you kind of transferring over their URL or whatever that is, their domain, and getting it all set up in Website World? Or is that something that a different aspect of your team does? And how does that work?
Oh yeah, no, definitely. We can get them just started maybe with a few images, a template, maybe their logo up in the corner, and get it started. And we'll definitely get them live with the domain name, for example, help them with the technical changes for that. But if they have a very large website with a lot of content, then we do have a website migration service, which is $100 and plus a bit depending on what else they need. And that covers that sort of bigger website, like I was talking with, say, the Xero, where there's a lot of pages here, right? I mean, and it drills down multiple levels. So there was a lot of content to bring across, but we have the tools to make that happen. That speeds the process up. So you don't want to volunteer spending, weeks on this. If there's a way that we can make that faster. But that's a very affordable service to help that happen. Yeah.
And do you find that a lot of the fonts and things like that, because, a lot of website builders, they all have different fonts that you have access to and, different things like that. Do you find that there's switching over from some other platforms that you're able to find good compromises there? As far as like graphics and fonts? And
the only real issue with fonts is usually if it's a licensed font, because if it's a Google font, it's no problem at all. You just go to Google Fonts, you get the little bit of code, you paste it into the box provided that we provide, and there you go, you've got your font. So that works quite well. But you sometimes have people who have a licensed Adobe font or something from some other Envato or something. So yeah, if you've got the license for the font, no problem. But yeah, any font, we work with any fonts for sure.
Okay, great.
Google font often has a good substitution for sure.
I'll just double check there's no questions coming through.
Yeah.
I can see folks watching. They're probably getting excited about this. So, but I don't see any more questions. So I guess we'll leave it there now. So they just go ahead and contact you, and they just make sure that when they put in to build or whatever they're doing, to let you know that this is about your Digital Boost Alliance commitment.
Yeah.
Okay. Easy as. Well, that's easy. Well, thanks, Ruben. Thanks for educating us on your commitment with the Digital Boost Alliance, and for being a part of the Digital Boost Alliance and helping, lots of folks out there in Aotearoa. It's been a pleasure having you on today, and I'm looking forward to some of our sessions coming up that we'll be talking about lots of other pain points that we've kind of, or we always call them pain points in marketing and advertising stuff, but I want to rephrase
solutions.
We sell like opportunities. Like we're going to talk about lots of opportunities in your sessions that you see people needing.
Correct.
So looking forward to it. Have a wonderful day, everyone. If you need any assistance with anything else, give us a holler over at support@digitalboost.co.nz. We're here to help. We'll even get on the phone with you.
Thanks,
so, see y'all tomorrow. Have a good one.
See you.
Takite.